Hey everybody, I'm Andy Smith, your hostess with the mostest. I'm a 30-year comic book veteran, having worked for Marvel Comics, DC Comics, Image Comics, Cross Generation, Ominous Press. You name it, I've probably worked for them. And I do other things art-wise outside of comics in the field of advertising. I've also written some books on drawing comics you might have seen. Drawing American manga superheroes, Drawing Dynamic Comics was my first book. And I also did the handy little How to Draw Superhero sketchbook where all you need is a pencil because you do all the work right inside the book. Enough about that. This is the Book Look series. The Book Look series is where I grab a book off my library. You can see the tons of books I have behind me. And I go through it page by page with you so you can see if it's a book that you might want to buy. I like to know what I want to buy before I buy it, and I feel this is a way to give you some insight into these books. So join me for today's Book Look. Thanks.
Well, hello everybody. On today's episode of Book Look with your host with the most, Andy Smith, we're going to look at Inkworks Volume 1, Design Sketches by Darren Quach. I found this in San Diego. It was at the Design Studio Press booth. A lot of the books they have at their booth are design books, concept, creature, you name it, stuff like that. I love stuff like this because, once again, it's visually cool, but it's also really not something that's in my wheelhouse. Almost all the designs in this book, the dude just took out a marker and paper and just started letting his imagination go to town. So I thought I'd share this book with you. I'm sure you can probably still get it at the website. Design Studio Press, I'm assuming, is the website. I'm sure once we get to the back, it'll have more information. But let's delve into this bad boy, shall we? This book came out in 2014. Love these rough ink drawings. See, I think this is a quick sketch, but, you know, this, to me, seeing a whole comic book done in this loosey-goose style would just be so cool. You can get some video tutorials here by scanning that QR code, so that's pretty cool. DesignStudioPress.com/Inkworks volume 1 videos. So, got some guns here, some very cool weaponry here. Stuff like this, like I said, I love seeing stuff like this. It sparks the imagination, gets the juices flowing. Place your ideas down on a sheet of paper, and if you can get a strong impression that catapults you to a more refined design. Just some robot type stuff. A lot of these designs, you know, if you look at, they have nice strong silhouettes. Strong silhouettes are key behind doing good design. Cool vehicles. You can see the size of the person in this vehicle. This looks like some type of rover that would be on a different planet, but who knows? Sometimes I'll just shut up and let the art speak for itself. I almost need some background music playing. So the drawings, he says in this book, are designed with animation in mind, so that's cool. So you kind of want to go into it thinking, what are these going to be used for? Is it going to be for static stuff as an illustration in comics? Or is it going to be for actual stuff that could be animated? Or even take something like this and have it worked up in a 3D program for film and movie? Really nice stuff here. Oop. Nice simple book, nice small book. It's not huge, as you can see. Looks like it's about the size of let's see. Yeah, it's a little bigger. It's a little smaller than a half sheet of 8.5 by 11 paper. Wonder how big these sketches were done. It would be cool to know if these sketches are original size, printed original size. That would be pretty cool. See, you have to have an appealing silhouette, but think of the gesture and how it will look once you have a value fill. This is great. This has an animal feel to it right there. And some body suits here that people would wear. There's a dude. Stuff like this. I have stuff like this, like I said, because it's not necessarily stuff I'm known for doing. And when I have to make stuff up, it just helps to look through stuff like this to get the ideas flowing, get the juices flowing, if you will. There's nothing wrong with inspiration, but what you don't want to do, and I've said this before, you don't want to just flat out copy and then take credit for something, because it's not yours. Love these. These look like mecha type suits. I would think he knows some about engineering as well, and how these pieces would go together, and how they would literally move, the mechanics behind it and such. This has a gorilla feel to it, to me, with the way it's hunched over, and with the way these arms kind of come down. Reminds me of a gorilla. Love the design of this ship. And you'll notice lots of these are 3/4 views, because a 3/4 view shows you the most information. This totally looks like a no, not kaiju. I don't know. Looks like a Japanese robot design. This, of course, looks like a bug. You know, when you first look at this, before you get into the details, it looks like some type of bug. And then you see that it breaks down with all these mechanical bits and pieces. Very cool. A sketchbook works for me because of its simplicity. I can get started without a PC, just flip to the next empty page, grab your pen, and you're ready to go. It's true. Love being able to see how this guy fits into this different type of suit here. Oh, that spaceship is just so cool. I love little bits and pieces to it, and the big flat shapes. Surface shapes, that is. This book is about 125 pages, I believe. So we're creeping up towards the end of it, as you see. But I just want to give you a nice flip through. So if you're into design stuff like this, you don't have to have tons of these books. I only have a couple design books like this. My library just isn't big enough to hold all sorts of books. I could, you know, their booth at San Diego is one of the, there's a few booths when I go to San Diego that I always have to go to, and this Design Studio Press is one of them, because they always have an array of different types of books and whatnot. It's all concept type stuff generally. So yeah, so we're getting to the end of it here. Let's, oh, look at this. I love the shape. See, just try and visualize the silhouette of this ship. Start with a strong silhouette and then build into it. This is so cool. It's like single seat helicopter, futuristic looking helicopter type deal. I love this. This is cool. It looks like a land speeder almost. There's the size of the person. So it looks like you can definitely fit a few people in there. You can see the perspective guides. He'll start with these simple perspective guides just so he knows where he's going. Then we have a little conversation with the artist, so that's cool. Nice little interview. And then let's see, what do we have here? A couple different sketchbooks that you can get to work in. So a nice ad, cottonwoodarts.com. So good paper to do stuff with. And then an ad for Copic markers, which are kind of like an industry standard. And then of course some of the other books. We've talked about this one before. How to Draw, Scott Robertson, I believe. I still don't actually own this book, but I brought it up because I have other books by him. But this is the type of stuff they have at their booth in San Diego. It's really cool. You can follow them on Facebook and Twitter. So, hope you guys enjoyed today's book look. Inkworks, design sketches by Darren Quach. Probably pronouncing that wrong because if you know me, I pronounce everything wrong unless it's Jones, Smith, Johns, or something simple. This has been your book look with your host with the most, Andy Smith, 31-year veteran of the comic book industry. You can check out my website, andysmithart.com. There's a link in the description below for my First Man Volume 2 Learning Curve 64-page graphic novel, superhero fun for everyone. Get yourself Volume 1 while you're at it, and there's lots of other goodies there. Please go check that out. I thank everyone for their support. It's because of you guys I'm able to do what I do. Please hit the like button, the subscribe button, and that little bell for notifications so you know when a new book look drops or if I go live to chat with you guys about comic books, news, art, whatever. Until next time, bye-bye, everybody. Back, First Man 2 now, live on Indiegogo.